Hi, good morning everyone. My name is Ram Dhamija. Welcome to my channel. Today is 23rd of August and yesterday a significant development happened yesterday night. A development that spurred the US markets, and we are going to talk about it and what has been the reaction worldwide and what has been the reaction on various things associated with it. For example, the currency, metals, gold, US markets, Indian futures, market futures, and so on. So yesterday was the minutes came out of the Fed meeting on Jackson Hole, and Fed Powell has indicated that there is going to be there's a high chance that they are going to cut rates in the September FOMC meeting. Now, because of that, there has been a huge rally that has happened in the equity markets worldwide overnight, and also we have seen that the associated second order derivative of that has been that there is a rally that has happened in gold, there's been a rally that has happened in bonds, there has been a rally that has happened in Bitcoin. So it's all associated, and I'm going to take you through each of these impact and how that is going to shape up our markets as we go ahead into the next week. So let us begin today's video with the important announcement that came last night. So this is the big one, which is Fed's Powell opens door to potential rate cut at Jackson Hole. So what are the key important things of yesterday's meeting? Let us analyze them. So he says that the shifting balance of risks may warrant adjusting our policy stance. So that's a big one because he has been resisting rate cuts for a very long time, and he's saying that the labor market is also weak, and as downside risks to the job outlooks rise, Powell feels that there might be appropriate to adjust the Fed's policy stance. So that is going to be important. And September rate cut bets surge. So what has happened was that in September, in the FOMC meeting, the rate cut probability had gone down a lot, but that has now increased to 88.1% of the rate cut in September. So that's going to be a big one. And then the Dow surged up 885 points, S&P is up 102, and Nasdaq was up 407 points, and gold futures was up 1.1% to 3419. So let us look at all these, what happened exactly yesterday. So as you can see that this was after the Fed's Powell speech. You can see that immediately Nasdaq shot up. So Nasdaq closed at almost 1.54% up. And if you look at what has Nasdaq been doing, it for the last 6 months, Nasdaq has been going up. So since the April 7 tariff day, Liberation Day as they called it in US, where the Nasdaq made a low of 17,000, it has now up to 23,000. It has been a relentless one-way rally. The entire world markets are also rallying. Unfortunately, our markets rallied for 3 months, but after that they went into a correction mode. I'm going to discuss about our markets in detail tomorrow, but today is dedicated to what has been the impact of the Fed news and what could be the possible impact on our markets as well. Another thing which happened was that because of that, the crude oil has been in a steady consolidation over last few months, but it was largely unaffected by this news. It did not spike up too much, and this gold is the big one, which you can see again spiked up. So yesterday there was a huge spike of almost 1%, and now gold is back to its all-time high. So this is the 6-month chart of gold, as you can see. Let's look at the 1-year chart. It'll be more clearer. So yeah, so this is a 1-year chart. 1 year back, gold was at 2,500 US dollar per troy ounce. Now that has gone to 3,418. This is again almost all-time high. Now why this happens is because when Fed will cut rate, then the money supply usually increases, and because of that, the other asset classes become more attractive to invest. So gold is one of those asset classes in which the money flows, and we have been seeing that gold also has been appreciating against the US dollar, and of course it has been appreciating against INR as well. So gold is making an all-time high. In India we have crossed 1 lakh rupees per 10 gram rate, and it is at 3,418 now, which is almost near an all-time high. So gold reacted very, very positively. Silver has been outperforming gold after lagging behind behind it for a long time. So silver, you can see, again jumped. Silver ended up at 2.56%, which is even better. And you look at 1 year silver chart, it is also very good. So 1 year back silver was at 30 and now we are at 39. That's a 30% increase in 1 year. So silver has caught up with gold, and it was underperforming for a long time, but now it is outperforming. The next thing to do well was Bitcoin. Bitcoin again is at 115, 122 I think was the all-time high, and it is pretty much near that. So Bitcoin is now firmly above 100,000 US dollars. It refuses to go down below that. So that's also interesting news. And in terms of the other news that is there, US to take up 10% equity stake in Intel. This is unprecedented again, because a country taking a stake in a private company is unheard of, but this is what it is, and I believe this is very good for Intel and all the other chip makers. So I think this is being done to get self-sufficiency in the chip making for US. So how did our Gift Nifty reacted to this particular news? Our Gift Nifty was up 121 points. It has touched 25,000. And we saw that Friday was a very, very weak session, but it has recovered all of it back, and it ended at 25,000, which is good. And you can see that the US markets, Dow was up 1.8, S&P 1.5, and Nasdaq was 1.8. Their small cap index was even higher. It was up by 3%, which is again good news, because that had been underperforming for a long time. So the news has been positive all around, and it's been good. One small niggling worry for us was that FIS have been on a selling spree. So on 22nd August, they also sold 1,600 crores, and they have touched 2,500 crores. So I'm going to talk about that in detail tomorrow. And how it is going to impact our markets, this decision, and where are our markets poised, more importantly. But that session I will cover tomorrow in tomorrow's video. So today's video was all about the Fed and what has been the impact of the markets on this. See, it is you need to understand one thing, that equity markets are always linked with the interest rates that are prevailing, and whenever Fed decreases the interest rate, usually it is followed by a huge gush of liquidity, because the US treasuries become unviable or unattractive for investment, and hence that money tries to find its flow into equities, into other assets, and then you see a big rally coming in. So if you remember the 2022 kind of crack that happened in the US markets, was because inflation was going up and the interest rates started going up, and that is where the equity markets corrected, and inflation had reached a peak of 9% in US, and that is where the markets bottomed out, because from there the inflation started cooling down and the US interest rates also started going down. So it is very, very important that Fed cuts rates, because if Fed cuts rates and the money starts flowing into emerging markets, into other markets, into gold, into other assets, and there's an all-round rally that happens. Whenever inflation rises in US, the Fed rates go up, the 10-year, 30-year go up, and it's a big problem because a lot of money starts flowing over there into those treasuries. So it was good news yesterday, wherein Fed chair has said that they are going to consider cutting rates in September, and the markets have taken it positively, and the world markets have rallied. They have been rallying, we have not been rallying, so we will have to see where our problem is. I have a hypothesis on that, which I'm going to share in tomorrow's video, and I will explain what are the key triggers for our market as we go ahead into the next week, what are the key levels to watch out for. So I'm going to cover that tomorrow. So for today, this was the update that was there, and if you like my channel, please do subscribe to it. If you are interested in creating a mutual fund portfolio, please fill up the Google form that is there in the description box. I will get back to you, and please do like and subscribe, and I shall see you soon with another update. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye bye.